From Lessons on the Web, and today we are doing Music Theory Level 1, Unit 1. So if you're not familiar with music theory and what it's all about, it's really just a way to describe how music works. And one thing I really want to tell you before you start this course, because you may be a little lost, if you don't know about playing the piano at all, or you don't know about music at all, it's that you should really take my Introduction to Piano and Music course first before taking this course, because that introduces how to find notes on the piano, generally how the piano is laid out, and some very basic concepts like that. So if you're totally lost, please look at that course, and that will catch you up on all the material. So this one, we're going to be talking about basically an introduction today, obviously. So then we have whole steps, half steps, harmony, melody, and the major scale. So we talked about this in one of my other piano courses, but this is more in a theory perspective. And one thing you can do with theory is write songs, but you can also gain the ability to listen a lot better to the songs that you do know or that you're going to play. So it really does help with playing as well as composition. So if you're taking this class, then you should know how to read music. Note duration, such as quarter note, half note, dotted half note, and whole notes, and sharps and flats, and generally what they are about. If you don't know about them, you can take my other course, Introduction to Piano and Music, or you can find this info online without too much trouble. So what is music theory? Music theory is the study of how music is put together, is my own definition, how it works, and how to observe it. So music theory is very useful in understanding how to play an instrument, writing music, and trying new ideas. It really helps expand your mind in this way. Music theory is observed by looking at the distance between notes and the movement between the notes. So say you have like two notes, they're a certain distance apart, and then you may like move between them in a certain way. So you have to be able to observe that, write it down, and figure out what exactly you're figuring out what's happening really when you learn music theory, rather than just playing it. So half steps. A half step's the smallest amount of movement you can make on a piano. So like if you have C, and then you go up a half step to C sharp, that's your half step. And if you're at C sharp and you want to go up a half step, that's D, since it's the next connecting note on the piano. You have to be careful though between E and F, because there's no black key here. See that? So E sharp, or a half step above E, is actually F, and not F sharp, because there's no black key in between. And then the same problem occurs between B and C. If you have B sharp is really going to be C, or half step above B rather, is going to be C. You can also go a half step below. So if I had A, a half step below would be the note right below A, that black key there, also known as A flat. Alright, I think we covered half steps. So if you have any questions about half steps, let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you. A whole step is when you put two half steps together. So you can move a whole step up or a whole step down on the piano. So say you have D. Well, a whole step, if you put two half steps together, is going to be E, because a half step is the black key, and then you go up another half, which is the whole step to E. A whole step above E, be careful, because there's no black key between E and F. So a half step above E is F, and then F sharp, the note above F, is going to be a whole step. So there's our whole step. Whole step between B and C is, or B rather, is going to be C sharp and not C, because you need to put two half steps together to make that whole step. And of course you can go the other way around. So if you have B, you go down a whole step to hit the note A, since you have the black key in between for half step, and then one more to complete the whole step. Okay, moving on to the next slide, we have the major scale. The major scale is made up of a combination of whole steps and half steps. So the combination, or the formula, is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So if you get one thing out of this lesson, try to memorize this. It's two wholes, and then a half, and then three wholes, and then a half. So here we go. So what you're going to do is, how this works is you play the note, right? Here's the C major scale, just to make it nice and easy. So what you do is you play C, you have to play the first note first, and then you go up a whole step, go up a whole step, and then this time only a half step. So you go from E to F, and then you have whole step, one more whole step, and then finally a half step. Now, it doesn't look very exciting on the note C, but you can make a major scale on any note. So say we have D, right? Now, a whole step above D is E, and then you have another whole step, right? And then next one, what is it? It's a half step to G, and then you have another whole step, another whole step, another whole step, and then finally a half step. But remember, you have to play the note first and then start counting up your whole steps and half steps. And try this on maybe 4 or 5 keys over the week. So start on like A flat, then you're going to go up whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Now you might not be able to move as fast as me. I've been doing this for a long time. So just try that on different keys, see if you can make a major scale, which is supposed to sound bright and happy. If your scale does not sound happy, then it's probably a little bit off. So you'll probably want to double check again. Here it is. So this is the scale I just played from C up to the next C, showing you where the half steps and whole steps occur. Keep in mind that if you go descending in a scale, meaning you're going backwards, that the formula is also backwards. So you'll have the half step, then 3 whole steps, a half step, and then 2 whole steps, right? Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, a melody is the part of the song that you will remember. So when you hear a song and you're humming it to yourself later, chances are that you are humming the melody. So like Jingle Bells, there's the melody. And then in this case, it's just Frere Jacques or Brother John. These are the melody. They're the top part of the song, usually with the right hand, especially in earlier or easier piano music, but it can be in the left hand as well. So with melody, we're reading from left to right. It's part of the song that you remember, and it's usually on the right hand, but not always. Harmony and chords, when notes are stacked vertically, notice how these are clustered together. It has, here we go, in a chord. So usually chords, we're talking about harmony, and they provide like a backup. So if I was playing Jingle Bells, so my right hand is playing the melody, and the left hand's playing the harmony. The harmony is used to fill out the sound of a song and provide what we call texture, or just, you know, it adds a lot of interest to the song to be played along with the melody. So building blocks of music, I want you to look over this. We have the harmony and the chords, a melody or melodies, you can have more than one melody in a song, a key signature, a time signature, dynamics, which are how loud and soft to play, and articulations, which is like staccatos and things like that. And if you want to learn about articulations, my Playing the Piano Level 1 course is good at explaining that as well, and dynamics as well. And time signature we've talked about in my other courses, which is really the timing of the piece, how many beats in a measure, and what note gets one beat. So look over these. If you're not familiar with any of these terms on this list, take a look, look them up, or you can email me, tim@LessonsOnTheWeb.com, of course. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something today, and have a great day, and I'll see you for the next lesson. Thank you very much.